How's it going again, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today, I just got done doing a wrap up or a weekly update, I guess. Right now, I am going to announce what I'm going to be doing for February. I am partaking in, or co-hosting, I should say, uh, February Fantasy Stories (FFS). And this is going to be the same thing as like New Worlds November, but with short fantasy stories, 250 pages or less. Or, yeah, read what you like what you do. We've got numerous co hosts that I will put down below. This event, though, was created by Scott and Becky over at the Bookish Bryants. Our courageous leaders into this event. So I'm very, very much pleased to be joined, to be invited to participate and co-host. So 4 weeks in February, each week a different topic, if you will. Not topic. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just kind of going off the cuff here. This is not, as you can tell, my videos, I do not have a script for, basically. It's just kind of winging it. So, different, not topics. What am I trying to say? I don't know what I'm trying to say. Different genres? I don't know. No, it's all fantasy. Topics, I guess. It's the words elude me, I guess, apparently. Week one is classic fantasy. It is meaning basically we've established that originally published before 1971. For classic fantasy, I am going to cheat a little bit because I couldn't, and I might find classic fantasy in some of the other short stories I have that I'll show you in a second here. So let's go through the week first. So we got classic fantasy is week one. Week two is sword and sorcery. Week three is dark fantasy, and week four is urban fantasy. So let's see what I am reading for week one. Or mostly with these, I'm going to be listening because I have to work a lot in February. So I'm going to be listening to a lot. I figured that would be helpful during work to knock out some of these things. For week one, I have this on hold from the library. Hopefully, it comes back. I'm sure it will. I'm cheating a little bit because it's not really fantasy. It's more science fiction. I should have read this during New Worlds November, but it just wasn't on my radar, I guess. But I'm going to. Oh, you can't see anything. Fahrenheit 450 Run 1 by Ray Bradbury. It's on the fringes of fantasy. It's technically sort of fantasy, but it's more science fiction. Never read that, so I'm going to listen to it. And then so we've got week two is swords and sorcery. So I have here, and this is maybe I can find a classic fantasy in this, and we'll mix and match here because this is also could fit for dark fantasy, and that is week three. So dark fantasy and swords and sorcery. We've got rogues. This is edited by George R. R. Martin and Gardner Dozois. We've got some original stories we got Gillian Flynn, Patrick Rothfuss, Connie Willis, Neil Gaiman, Joe Abercrombie, Scott Lynch, and a new Game of Thrones story by George R. R. Martin, plus many more. So hopefully I'll be able to find some dark fantasy in here as well, and swords and sorcery. So that should suffice for those 2 weeks. And then the final week, I've got urban fantasy, and I found this fancy dancy thing, and it's on hold. Hopefully I'll be getting it. Operation Arcana, and this is basically edited by John Joseph Adams, who did the Wasteland series that I read for New Worlds November. So this is a bunch of, where'd it go? This is a bunch of Urban fantasy by, we got Elizabeth Moon, Jonathan Mayberry, Mike Cole, Tanya Huff, many more. Various narrators too, so that should be fun. Um, hmm. So that's what I've got. That's my plan for fantasy or February fantasy stories. So I will leave some links down below to go check out some of my co-hosts. Feel free to join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Fantasy is my wheelhouse. Uh, that's what a majority I read right now. So I should be nailing a lot of these. Get a lot of short stories in. Have a good one, everybody.